Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I shall be talking to you all about low self-esteem, ways in which we can build it up, ways in which we can get that confidence. And because let's face it, we all struggle with low self-esteem at some point with our lives. I mean, I know I have personally, it's awful. But I'm going to share with you some tips, little tips in which we can, build it up and make ourselves feel confident within our own skin, and just have that confidence in general, and that, high self-esteem that we are supposed to have. So I'm going to look at, what self-esteem is, and it's basically having the opinion of how we see ourselves. Healthy self-esteem is when we feel positive about ourselves and our life in general. It makes us feel a lot better to deal with life's challenges when it comes our way. When we have low self-esteem, however, is when we see ourselves in a more negative light, and we often tend to criticize ourselves a lot more than we do when we have healthy self-esteem. And we often feel as though we basically struggle to face what life throws at us when it comes to challenges and things like that. So the main cause of self-esteem usually starts off in our childhood, believe it or not. It's quite shocking, to be honest. But in childhood is when our high self-esteem, our low self-esteem was often formed. In the sense of low self-esteem, it can often come from our teachers, our friends, our parents, um, our siblings, and even social media is a major one. And I'm hoping to do a talk on social media later on down the line. So keep an eye out for that one, because that'll be really good to look at. But in terms of low self-esteem, all those factors can contribute to that. In terms of teachers, yeah, teachers can often cause our low self-esteem, because they often can tell us, you're not good enough, you won't amount to anything, or you're just too silly, or you're stupid. So like little things like that that doesn't seem important often sticks with us. It stays in our minds. With our friends, we can find ourselves sometimes maybe competing with our friends to be better, and they may say things to put us down, or and have that negative self-esteem about ourselves, or they could be positive and say really nice things about you and how you are as a person. Parents oftentimes, they can have these expectations, high expectations of us, that we have to meet, and when we don't meet those expectations, we feel as though we're a failure. We feel as though we have failed in life, and we have let them down. Social media is a yeah, that's a main contributor, because social media basically puts us down all the time. We can never fit in. Like, they'll say something about a body type, and this is how all women and all men are supposed to look like, or this is where we're supposed to be in life, this is what we're supposed to achieve when we're 30. So oftentimes we may have this idea. I know I did, especially when I finished uni, even before university, when I attended, when you're in school, you kind of have this idea that, okay, you're going to go to college and you need to know what you're going to study there and then after high school. And after college, they then tell you, okay, you need to go to university, and kind of having this pressure of what to study, and is it going to, what's it going to do for me in the long run? Am I going to earn money? Am I going to enjoy it? So you go to uni, studying this course. I mean, I did counseling and psychotherapy. After that, you kind of think, okay, well, I'm 23. What am I supposed to do? I mean, I'm supposed to now be in a really good job and getting really good pay. Along with that, whilst you have a new job, you then buy a house. After you buy that house, in some way you then meet someone, probably get married along the way, and you have kids. And after that, you just live your life happily. So during that, there is like crazy life stages that we have, that social media basically puts on us, and the expectations. Oftentimes we feel as though when we don't meet those criteria, and when we don't reach those points, we feel as though we've failed somehow, we've not done something right. And oftentimes it leads to us feeling low about ourselves, a low confidence and things like that. So that's a major contributor. I can go on about social media, but I'm not going to, because like I said just before, I'm going to be doing and talk about that later on. So yeah, like those are the main contributors to low self-esteem, and where it comes from. And so I'm going to now talk about you know how it affects us, how low self-esteem affects us. It often leads to depression, a lot of anxiety, and it often causes us to feel just awful about ourselves. The negative, we have this negative thoughts, a negative impact, and it's just so having low self-esteem basically. Oftentimes, for some people, it can prevent them from wanting to do new things because they feel as though they're going to mess up, they're going to fail. They may hide themselves away from social situations because they feel as though they're not going to fit in, they're going to say something silly, things like that. And they avoid things that are going to challenge them. Oftentimes, in the short term, hiding away can make us feel safe because we're not putting ourselves in a challenging situation that's going to make us feel down or low about ourselves. But in the long run, it just doesn't work to hide away, because it then reinforces our fears, our doubts about ourselves, and negative thoughts that we have, and it teaches us that we have, unhelpful situations is the only way to cope, basically, by avoiding things, and we're supposed to face them. Living with low self-esteem, I know for me personally, it caused my depression. It definitely caused anxiety because I felt as though I was supposed to, reach a certain goal at this point, and I'm supposed to be like everybody else. I'm supposed to be as good as my friends. And then mum had to kind of reinforce and tell me, Shan, you just got to be yourself. You can't look at everybody else because everybody else has their own talents, their own unique thing. You've got to find your own talent. You've got to find what you're good at. You've just got to find that positivity within you. Just learn to love yourself. Learn to find that confidence. And along the way, as hard as it was, I kind of found it. I'm not on social media, so that kind of helps. I'm only on Facebook, so Instagram is one thing that I know I'm not going to be on because that will actually reinforce my low self-esteem and confidence. Another thing that's helped me is when I went to therapy, and we had to go for it when we were in uni. But my counselor basically advised me to look into the mirror and tell myself that I was beautiful, and just go through like different words of affirmations that will help me boost my self-esteem. I'm not going to lie, it was hard at first. I felt really uncomfortable looking in the mirror and actually saying these things and hearing myself say them. But after a while, I kind of got used to it. I've not done it in a while. I should start back. But yeah, it helped me basically with my low self-esteem. It helped to boost my confidence a lot more, boost my low self-esteem and any negative thoughts I had about myself. Yeah, slowly it started to go away. It's not 100% gone, but it's getting there. And that's what's most important. So ways in which you can help build up your low self-esteem and have healthy self-esteem is what's most important is, like I mentioned before, having words of affirmation, and basically look into the mirror every morning, every evening, and tell yourself that you are beautiful, that you are handsome, that you are you are intelligent, you are strong. Just little things like that. If you're a Christian like me, you can look into the mirror and basically remind yourself of certain Bible promises. For example, one is Philippians 4 verse 13, which says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And that's a great way for you to feel like, yeah, I got this. God's with me. And he'll get me through whatever challenges I'm going to face that day. Another one is Psalms 339, verse 14. It says, I praise you because I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. So basically, it's helping you to remember that you are beautiful in God's sight. He made you, He created you. Well, you are a masterpiece. And we shouldn't be questioning that. But like I said before, unfortunately, social media and other influences, like maybe our parents, friends, etc. They may have a negative view of us, and unfortunately, that gets in the way of that positivity. So reminding ourselves of Psalm 139, verse 14, and even Philippians 4:13 helps us to remember God's promises, that He loves us, that He wants best for us. Other ways in order to tackle and hopefully build up your healthy self-esteem is to identify your negative beliefs, which is so important for us. So oftentimes, sometimes when we say to ourselves, we're too stupid to do this new thing, to apply for a new job, to try a new hobby, or that nobody cares about me. And those are common and negative thoughts that people have. The best thing to do is to start to write down these negative thoughts, maybe in a journal or a diary or something like that. And yeah, write it down and ask yourself when you first started to have these thoughts. And then next to that, maybe start to write evidence that kind of challenges those thoughts and beliefs. And say things like, I was really good at trying out this art project, or I was really, I was thankful that I was able to cook this amazing meal and everybody liked it. So it's replacing those negative thoughts with positive ones and challenging those negative thoughts that you have with positive thoughts. So then you start to write down positive things about yourself, saying things like, people come to me often when they're feeling low, and I'm there for them, or I'm a great artist, or I'm a great cook or baker or gardener, or whatever you feel like you're good at. Write those things down. And also it's best to write things down, well, good things, positive things that people say about you. For example, that you're caring, that you're loving, that you're kind, gentle, etc. So that helps to build up, and you can always look back and refer to those notes when you are feeling low. So ideally, you kind of want at least 5 or more positive things on your list, and that kind of counteracts that negativity. And it helps to, it kind of helps you to get back on track and see exactly what's going on for you when those negative thoughts do pop up. But it's definitely worth to try and challenge it and identify them, because that's the only way to combat it and to build up that healthy self-esteem. That we all want to have that confidence within ourselves. So other ways quickly other ways to build up your self-esteem is to recognize what you're good at. So like I said before, it could be cooking, baking, singing, dancing, reading a whole book from cover to cover, or just being a really great friend to somebody. Those are really great attributes, and it's recognizing what you're good at, and that will also help you to think, okay, yeah, I'm good at these things. And it's not in a it's not to do in a boastful way to make you feel all boasty and cocky. It's just to help you feel a lot more better about yourself and feel more confident in who you are as a person, because you want to be confident in your own skin and want to be confident, just with you. Try and build healthy relationships too. So if you're around people who are negative or bring you down, maybe try and spend less time with them, or maybe just say to them, hey, look, your negativity is not helping me in any way. You may have a family member who may be negative, or a friend who may be negative, and maybe just telling them straight up, being, look, hey, your negativity is not helping me right now, and I need you to be positive. And tell them how you feel and how their words have an impact on you, because that may help them to think, okay, maybe I am a bit too negative, but if not, try and build relationships with people who are positive, have a positive mind, and will help you with the positivity, because positivity, yeah, it's great. It helps you feel a lot more better. It gives you like a boost as well. Also, don't forget to be kind to yourself. Oftentimes we tear ourselves down and we don't really care for ourselves or be kind. So it's at times being gentle with yourself. Oftentimes when you feel like you're being self-critical, and that's very important. So just be kind, be gentle. Think about what you say to somebody who you love and care about in that situation, and just say that to yourself, because oftentimes we give advice to people and we don't take it on ourselves. So that's very important to be kind and loving to yourself. So if you're still finding that you need help with your self-esteem, CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, is a great therapy to go to, because it helps you to look at your negative thoughts, where it's coming from, and challenge that, and to help build positive thoughts and then the positivity going on. There are other therapies out there, other counselors. So, definitely go to therapy, definitely go to CBT if you need that further help and support. But yeah, I just hope that, this little talk on healthy ways to build your self-esteem will help you, and anyone else that maybe struggling with that. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope it's helped you, and it's helped me, and let's do this to help, to help feel confident within ourselves, and go out there and shine, because that's what we're made to do. So thank you so much again, and I'll see you next video. Bye guys.